Good morning, everybody. It's Josh here with Poor Boys, bringing you another What Sold video. I give you a quick little rundown of everything that sold for me over the weekend that you can see and maybe use it in your own business to see what's selling and help you when you're out picking up new stuff to list and sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, whatnot, whatever you choose to sell on. Also, kind of share with you everything that I encounter in my own business, and ideally you can use it in yours. Tips, tricks, just little caveats that I happen to stumble across and find. And I actually found quite a few in the last few weeks. I haven't did a video in a couple weeks, right? I'm actually trying to put together some evergreen content for you guys, some like little mini classes to help people learn and grow as resellers themselves. So I'm trying to put most of my focus and extra time towards that right now. But I did have some big learning experiences for myself, which I'll cover after I run down through these 9-10 items that I got real quick for you here today. So the first thing going out, I've talked to you guys about them before. I might actually even shown this one, but this is the LL Bean Chore Coat, as I listed. It's got the corduroy collar. Like I said, I've been seeing these and I've been picking these up quite a bit lately. This one's actually like a cool salmon color, which I thought was really nice and beyond excellent condition. I took a nice little $45 offer for this. Anything with these big pockets on the front and stuff, been listing as utility coats or chore coats or barn coats, work coats, stuff like that, and they've been doing actually really well. So I always tell you, keep an eye out for that. 45 bucks. I probably picked it up, I think, for $4 at one of the local thrift stores here. So that was a pretty good come up there. Now, the nice quality jackets are getting harder and harder to find. As you guys will see if you're out thrifting right now, the winter stuff is flying off the racks in all your local thrift stores. So it's definitely harder to pick up, but still keep an eye out on it. The second thing I got going out is this 1977. Let me see here. Just antique little glass Dr. Pepper. Pretty cool. They're actually made, it's got a smaller bottom so they can stack them, stuff like that. Somebody actually made a wish of 1111 and I went ahead and accepted it. I've had that for a few months now and it's glass. I'd rather somebody have it that appreciates it before I leave it sitting here for a while longer and ends up getting broken or something like that. So that little glass went out. Next is a Woolrich quarter zip. I've been pulling a lot of quarter zips. I don't know why. It's not even my style. I did pick up one or two that I've kept for myself, but it's generally not my style as much. But just a nice little kind of heather blue fabric quarter zip. Pretty simple little deal there. This actually sold for 15 bucks. Not a phenomenal sale or anything by any means, but keeps the motor rolling. Next up, I have a bear brick going out. If you guys have heard me talk about my bear bricks, I like them. I actually put them in these little boxes and I just put a little tag and label it. And then I have them all stacked up next to each other. But I actually got this off of Whatnot, the random bear brick box pulls. This guy sold for $30. It's pretty good deal for me. It's just a little toy. I think I paid maybe 10 bucks for it. Next, I have a Wrangler Henley shirt. Henley, I don't know if you guys know or not, but Henley is going to be your regular collar, but the buttons will go all the way up. So you have like a polo without a collar on it, if you could imagine that, almost like a crew neck with buttons. The Henley shirts. The Henleys are extremely popular, no matter what brand you find, what brand you're looking at. This is just a very, very simple one here, sold for $16. We have a Vans shirt going out. This is just a long sleeve, large Vans shirt. It's got the checkers down the sleeve. I'll throw pictures up and everything too. A lot of times I'll say that to remind myself to throw pictures up because that's the kind of guy I am. But just a little Vans t-shirt. Vans has always did pretty well for me. It's not the highest dollar amount. I think that sold for 13 bucks, but they generally do pretty well. The next you might be able to find pretty often. This is a lavender Carhartt hoodie. This is actually my wife's. This is one of those unique situations where she bought it for herself. She washed it once, probably wore it once or twice, and she managed to get some bleach stains on it. And then she didn't want to wear it anymore. But anything Carhartt has value, and more distressed, more damage, a lot of times means more value or more money for somebody. This one's like brand new, but it does have some white spots on the sleeve, which is listed in all my photos and stuff like that. Just make sure you detail it very well, but it'll still sell. This sold for $30 plus shipping. Everything I sell is plus shipping for anybody new here. Next is a Carhartt shirt. I got this in the big plastic. I hate the noise it makes. I prefer the soft, but I still don't have any of the soft larger bags yet. This is just a vintage Carhartt Pearl Snap shirt. Pearl Snaps are still in pretty high demand right now. I know there's a lot of guys out there that specifically specialize in nothing but like the Western and Pearl Snap shirts, but for most parts of the country, if you're in any parts of rural America, then you can probably find some of these Southwest, Western theme button-up shirts, and even the Wrangler cheap ones from Walmart will generally still sell for that $15 to $20 range. So as long as you're picking them up for $1 or $2, it's a quick little turnaround there. This one is a heavier. I was going to tell you, this one is a heavier fabric. You can feel it. It's almost like a canvas, and I see a lot of people posting, asking questions about the brush popper. Is this brush popper? Is this not? When you pick it up and you compare it to like a Walmart Wrangler shirt, it'll be real thin, like loose, comfortable, These are thick, like canvas, and they're actually supposed to be water repellent and stuff like that. So you can actually bead it on a brush popper and the water should bead right off. Just keep that in idea, or that thought in mind. The thicker canvas shirts do better, and you're able to ask a higher amount for them in return. Next, I have this LL Bean quarter zip. This is a lamb's wool. Another one of these crappy bags here. I'll show you the tag. LL Bean. This is more of a vintage piece, lamb's wool. Pretty nice. Picked up at Lowe's thrift store for $1 or $2. Sold for $36.88. I have a lot of things like this pretty regularly, but somebody sent me an offer, I think, for like $15 on this, and I responded with a counter, I think 28 bucks, and then somebody else separate bought it for full price during that time when I was talking to the other person. So it worked out very well for me. So always keep that in mind when people do lowball you pretty regularly. There's other people out there that will pay you the full price for it, so don't be too scared on a lot of stuff. I know there's a lot of people out there that are scared to counter offer and stuff like that, and it definitely can hurt your stats, and I think I've been seeing a lot of that lately. I've managed to pick up a few handfuls of people who continuously lowball either the same items, different items, or something similar. So I have a particular hat, for example, that people keep offering, the same 2 or 3 people keep offering me $15, $20, $25 for. I think I have it listed at $78 or $79. I'm not going to accept those offers, and generally I won't even counter them because they're so low below. I feel like there's too big a bridge to gap, so I don't entertain them anymore. I just go ahead and decline it. But what I've been seeing is less and less offers from other people because I'm getting those offers. So I don't know if eBay's saying, hey, you're getting offers on stuff, but you're not selling it. I'm kind of confused on how it works with eBay because I know they do track it and they do keep tabs on it. So it kind of has me a little worried. I don't want to block anybody or ban anybody or anything like that. It's just not worth the energy, because I will accept some low offers on certain items and certain times. I've had it, stuff like that, but I feel like they're hurting my overall I guess impressions on eBay or something like that. But I'm not real sure, and if anybody else has any experience with it where you've seen it affect your numbers or affect your sales, then I'd be more than happy to hear about it. If you could leave it in the comments. But what that led me to is I started tracking more of my impressions. So the last few weeks I've been running some tests back and forth, and I've been tracking my impressions a lot more. So I'm gonna throw this graph up here now. This is my reminder for me to throw the graph up here. I'm gonna throw the graph up here. So I wanted to try out some different stuff. And one of the tests I did is I've been listing 10 new items a day, and I've been relisting a few items every day. Since I started the relisting, my sales have actually hurt pretty significantly. Since like they've dropped almost in half since I started relisting items, which kind of had me a lot worried. But I've stuck to it because I'm trying to see this test through. But on the first day that I'll show here, I'll try to highlight it. my sales jumped, or my impressions jumped significantly. And the reason of that is the 10 new items I listed that day, I listed them all at 20% promotion rate. I wanted to see if it actually would affect the results. And as you can see, I got an additional 25,000 impressions the very first day that I listed 10 items at 20%. And the most intriguing thing about it is it not only increased my promoted impressions, but it also increased my organic impressions, which I only listed 10 items, and I generally list 10 new items every day. So I would like to see a graph that goes up in a nice line, beautiful, but it never works like that. There's always a lot of loops and valleys and stuff like that. So the significant increase in my promoted impressions and the significant increase in my organic impressions, and that increase actually lasted for about a week. And with me listing new items every day, somehow those impressions still drop back down. So I'm trying to figure that out with all the promoted rates and stuff like that, because I feel like there's definitely some nuances that I need to learn. I've also went through and I went to my older inventory and some of the oldest items, and I raised them up to 20%. I've seen no difference, no change or anything like that. So I think the significant higher than needed promotion rate is most effective on newly listed items. If you look at an item that's been listed for a month or two and you try to raise the promoted rate, I don't see any significant difference or impressions or anything like that. So it kind of has me a little confused on that. So I'm thinking I'm going to lean more towards renewing my listings more often, because I feel like they go into la-la land after they've been there a little while, and it definitely hurts my overall sales. I also took 60 of my oldest items and I raised the cost or the price of the item by about $3, and I put free shipping on all of them to see if that would change or affect anything. And so far it hasn't had any. One of the items I received a low offer. I think it's $17 free shipping. I forgot what it was, a hoodie or something like that, and somebody offered me like $7 on it. It's probably going to cost me more to ship it than that. So it didn't help out any as far as that goes. And the person that thinks that it's worth $7, I don't know what to tell them, because it cost me more than that to ship it. All right. One of the biggest breakthroughs I think that I had, and it really mostly happened today as I'm looking through and kind of getting ready for this video. That's why I always recommend self-reflection. After you do anything, you change anything, you make any adjustments, if you keep all of your stuff very consistent, you should be able to go back and see what change you made, or keep a log or a tracker of changes that you're making and the days you're making them, so you can go back and you can look at your eBay data days, weeks, months later and see how that changed over time, of the difference what you were doing, if there was any additional sales, growth, whatever. And I think impressions is because I'm selling all used different items. I think impressions is a great starting point. So I've been tracking the impressions pretty heavily. But one of my breakthroughs today is, as you look through all the items I just sold, if you paid any attention to them, right, they were all long sleeve. They're all winter, which is phenomenally great. But if you've been watching my videos, I've been telling you, I've been putting most of my emphasis on t-shirts. So about half of my store is t-shirts. And as I look through my numbers and stuff today, I haven't even sold a t-shirt since the first of the month. So 6-7 days, and I've only sold one t-shirt, and I have 500 of them listed online right now for sale. So that tells me that people aren't as much shopping for wants as they are needs. So all of the stuff I sold today that I showed you could easily be considered a need. People need jackets, people need long sleeves, people need hoodies. It might be nicer, they might be not nice. It doesn't matter the condition necessarily of the items, but the items themselves. And all of them could be considered necessities as it's getting colder. T-shirts are more looks, fashion, I guess, because I don't know. It's kind of. I see it as something I wear year round. I wear shirts year round, whether it's under, over, it doesn't matter. But people aren't as much shopping for them because they already have a lot of them and they don't need them. That's not going to keep them warm this winter. So I need to reevaluate a lot of my business style going forward. I think this week when I go to the thrift stores and stuff like that, I'm not going to put as much of a focus on t-shirts. I'm going to try to pick up more, you know, long sleeve, more pants, stuff like that. Get back into more of the winter gear because I really need to pick my sales up, and right now they're staying kind of stagnant. So I'm not going to be a very good coach if I'm not impressing you guys with some growth. So I appreciate everybody who checked it out. If you have any, you know, comments, details, please leave them. I read everything, and I appreciate each and every one of you who came back and watched my video. I'll see you next time.